Don't put drain cleaner in your eyes, kids. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to do another video of Nurse Reacts. This time I'm going to react to an episode of Barcroft TV. The title of this video is I Made Myself Blind Living with BIID, and I will link the episode below. It intrigued me first because she said she made herself blind, and then secondly was BIID, and I didn't know what that was. So according to the NIH, BID is body integrity identity disorder, and a rare, infrequently studied, and highly secretive condition in which there is a mismatch between the mental body image and the physical body. Subjects suffering from BID have an intense desire to amputate a major limb or sever the spinal cord in order to become paralyzed. And I will link that article below so you guys can go look at it for yourself. Like I said, it's not something that I've ever heard of in my nursing career. So let's just get into this video and see what is going on.
I went blind on purpose, but I don't feel it was a choice.
First of all, how do you make yourself go blind on purpose, but you don't feel like it was a choice?
For most people, going blind would be a nightmare, but for Jewel Chooping it was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. She suffers from a rare condition called body integrity identity disorder, which led her to deliberately take her own sight.
When there's nobody around you that feels the same way, you start to think that you're just very crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. I think I have a disorder.
I think you have a disorder too.
BIID means that you have a need to be disabled in some way. In my case, it was a need to go blind.
9 years ago, Jewel took the drastic decision to blind herself, and she researched the method she would use.
I found that lye is very painful, although it does get the job done.
How would you
I found that
begin
drain
to Google
cleaner
that?
is little less painful, although it does a lot of damage to the eye. Because drain cleaner was easily available to me, I went with that.
She found a psychologist willing to help her.
What do you mean she found a psychologist willing to help her? Hopefully talk her out of this.
And after 2 weeks of working together to make sure she was ready, they carried out Jewel's plan.
I laid down on the sofa and he sat next to me. Dropped 2 drops into each eye. My eyes were screaming. I had some drain cleaner going down my cheek.
The psychologist agreed and willingly dropped 2 drops of drain cleaner in this woman's eyes because she wanted to go blind. I'm gonna need the licensing credentials of that psychologist and where they are at, because that is absolutely absurd. Anybody in the medical profession that is licensed takes an oath, we all do it, to cause no harm. I really want to know who this is and make sure that they lose their license and it will never be able to practice again. That's just absolutely ridiculous.
Burning my skin.
I don't see any skin damage. I mean, she's really lucky that she didn't get any permanent skin damage on the outside of her eyes. I mean, she's honestly lucky she still has her eyeballs, period.
In the moment, all I could think of was, I'm going blind, it's going to be okay.
How is that
After
okay?
waiting half an hour to make sure the damage was done, the psychologist took Jewel to hospital, where doctors fought to save her sight.
Oh, well, that makes it all better. He waited a half an hour until her eyes just literally fried right out of her head, and then he took her to the hospital. I bet he dropped her off at the front door and didn't go in, so he wouldn't be considered a participant in this. What the actual hell is going on here? I really hope that this Barcroft TV is it's just pulling my leg. I can't imagine this is a real thing.
When I woke up the following day, I was joyful until I turned on my back, opened my eyes, and could see the TV screen. I was so enraged.
Let me tell you something right now. If she was my patient, now I would never say anything to her face, you know, because we have to be professional. But if I know how long those doctors worked on her to try to save her eyesight, and for her to wake up and be pissed off because she could see.
And I thought that it hadn't worked. Then over about 6 months, the sight in both eyes slowly went away. I was so happy. I felt that this was...
What a long and painful process that must have been. To watch your eyesight slowly diminish over 6 months, for most of us that would be horrendous.
Who I was supposed to be.
While Jewel was happy, her actions cost her her relationship with her family.
Obviously.
But this was something she'd been building up to throughout her life.
I first developed the idea that I need to be blind when I was around 6 years old. I was told by my mother that if I looked into the sun, I'd go blind, and so I stared into the sun for hours on end.
All of our parents told us that, and I'm sure some of us tried it. We all tried it. We all done stupid things that our parents have jokingly said to us. We don't actually do it. This lady, I feel bad for her.
Thinking about being blind made me feel comfortable. I was blind simming, which is pretending to be blind. Becoming blind was definitely a difficult decision to make. I tried to avoid it, but it kept coming up in my head. And by the time I was 21, it was a non-stop alarm that was going off.
As extreme as Jewel's case sounds, she is not alone. Dr. Michael First is a leading expert on the condition. He even coined the term BIID to describe it.
A lot of people who have this just live with it, but they don't take that step of actually actualizing it. But a significant minority of people with this have the feeling so strongly that they will go and do something to make it happen. Our job is to reduce suffering however it's possible.
Your job is to do no harm. Yes, to talk them out of it, to reduce suffering, but ultimately to do no harm.
The question is, what can be done? People have tried therapy, they've tried medication.
You put them in inpatient therapy, that's what could be done.
None of those have really been successful. The ethics of whether it is okay to take a normal person and make them disabled is, I think you could make it an ethical case.
There is no way you could make this into an ethical case. This is completely unethical. You don't make somebody blind because they want to.
That if you conceptualize this as treating a condition, then it's okay to do it.
It's not okay to do it. In what world is it okay to do this? As a healthcare professional, in what world is it okay to put drain cleaner in somebody's eye because they want to go blind? Or cut off a limb because they want it amputated? Are you fucking kidding me?
The big fear, of course, is somebody goes ahead and gets an amputation or becomes disabled and then changes their mind. I'd like to encourage people to do what makes sense to make them feel better, but this is such a drastic move that it's hard to encourage.
Yeah, you don't encourage it. You absolutely do not encourage it. You find ways to get them the mental help that they need so they don't do this.
Initially apprehensive, Jewel has now told her friends in the blind community about how she took her own side.
How completely disrespectful.
I told her that I didn't care, that I think there's no resentment for her voluntarily taking her eyesight. That's not who I am.
He's a better person than me because I would absolutely be resentful and I mean, it's just, no.
I just don't think I've ever known anyone who had that condition.
Exactly. Do you know anybody with that condition?
I think there's a lot understood in the medical community, but I'm sure
There is a lot misunderstood in the medical community, but do no harm is not misunderstood. What shouldn't be misunderstood is allowing these people to put Drano in their eyes.
So that by what happened to you, it will be helpful to somebody else.
The only way it's helpful to somebody else is to teach them not to do it.
Hey Joel, how's it going?
Oh, hi, y'all. Does this affect our friendship at all?
No, actually, I want to thank you for sharing it with me. I think it's a really inspiring story, actually.
I'm sorry. Y'all may hate me for this, but this is not an inspiring story. There's nothing inspiring about this. He's full of shit.
Because you've overcome a lot here. You're a very positive person. You contribute a lot to the blind community, and I think that's a great thing.
Now, Jewel hopes her story will help other people in her position and lead to a wider understanding of
It better help people to not do what she's doing.
BIID.
These days, I have no regrets. I'm very happy as a blind person. If somebody's out there with the same feelings as I have, I would say don't go blind the way I did. I know there's a need, but perhaps someday there'll be treatment for it. And just wait for that treatment if you can.
Why couldn't you wait for that treatment? I honest to God think you're the last person that should be out here educating people about this.
If you feel that you have to, at least talk to a psychiatrist. Try to get
Yeah, and find one that's not going to put drain cleaner in your eye.
somebody who knows what they're doing to help you. Don't do it for yourself because it's dangerous. That's why I'm getting my story out there.
Obviously.
To help people understand BIID and what it is and what is not.
I think it's great that you want to help people understand BIID, but this is going about it in such a backwards way because she's genuinely happy that she did this. I mean, that's it. That's the end of the video, and I don't, honest to God, know what else to say. Don't put drain cleaner in your eyes, kids. Find a doctor worth his credentials, if he even has any, that's not going to put it in there for you. If you feel like that something like this is going on or you have these urges, please seek yourself some real professional help. Do not do anything that this lady has done. It is absolutely absurd to me that this is on the internet for people to see, young kids, and I mean just people to see in general. Now I'm worked up. All right, well, that's the end of this video. I know it was a little shorter than my last video, which some may be grateful. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up and comment below. If you think I'm wrong, comment below too. I'm going to leave some links down below about BIID. I'm going to link this video and anything else that I feel is pertinent to this conversation. I want to thank you again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.